Hello guys, Axel once again, and this is gonna be my latest update on what's happening in my channel. And I hope you guys had fun watching E3, or if you were in E3, hope you had fun there. Surprisingly, they did show some good games. Especially for Nintendo with their new IP, that was actually interesting. So, but that's behind us. The E3 week is done. The hype is done. Now we can look for this game on the future, so on 2014 and of course 2015. So basically, what is this update about? Well, June 26, 2013 was the 5th anniversary of my Mega Mix Game Showcase. So it was supposedly for this year was an anniversary theme, which basically my new show that I introduced was Mega Mix Game Showcase Rewind, which is I bring back my old video, trying to make some new spin to it, and you can see some of it. So far I did 6, but then after a while I did stop doing it. So, and also another introduction I did was the very first Megamix Games showcase and commentary with Capcom versus the SNK Pro for the PlayStation. It was kind of live raw footage, but you do whatever you do, use material whatever you have. So, like I said, I'm not so much of a professional, but I like doing this thing. So that's the two new show, and of course the special pre E3 2014 and E3 itself. So what's gonna happen after that? Well, on June 26, 2014, the 5th anniversary of Mega Mix Showcase is done. And I could say 6th anniversary, but doesn't really fit in. Mostly I go by multiples of 5. That's why 2013 of June was the 5th anniversary. I've been there 5 years when I started doing it. I started doing it as something fun, and then I try to make it better and better. And now I'm treating it some sort of a business to contribute to the gaming industry. Well then, so what's the update? Well, just because the anniversary is done, it doesn't really mean the shows that supposedly exclusive to the anniversary is done. And I don't think so. So basically, like always before, new Mega Mix Game Showcase is always going to be coming up. It'll provide between either 1, 2, or it depends on the situation. And again, just let me recap. What's the point of it? Is to help the gaming community to see what the game, like a second opinion of what the game is. Mostly virtual console. It was a inspiration by when Nintendo introduced virtual console for the Wii. So basically, playing retro games, what it is. Some of them may not even be going to be in virtual console. Some of them may be, oh, I remember that in the arcade. You never know. They might put it. They might not. We'll see. So that's the whole point. And of course, I'll still pursue furthermore on Mega Mix Game Showcase and commentary. I have some already on works. It's already been done. Just need to make it, refine it. And of course, the Mega Mix Game Showcase Rewind also is going to be. It's also going to be continuing. Not so much, but I'll still continue it. And also, I don't even notice again, for a while there was like I'm just doing arcade, Nintendo or Super Nintendo for a while. Yes, it really depends on what happened to my computer. And like I said in the past, the reason sometimes also the anniversary was delayed, or for a while it was on a break, because my computer, the one I work with for those Making Mix Game Showcase, let's just say it was out of tune. So I had to fix it. Then finally, when I did, finally able to bring back my Mega Mix Game Showcase. And for a while, I guess let's just say I was constantly playing Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and arcade. Well, don't worry. Now I'm bringing back and also Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. So if you notice, with Super Mario or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and Advance War, because the Virtual Console GBA on the Wii U finally came, which seriously I should be on the 3DS, but whatever. So they're gonna be still now more. Not only that, this time I'm gonna do showcase on Genesis, Genesis 32X, Sega CD, and N64, and also to some extent Game and Watch. Those are some. There may be more, and of course I'm also gonna do. And you know, it's also Steam. I had Steam, or let's just say PC. So yeah, there's gonna be more now. I'm bringing back some of the other consoles. So don't worry, there's gonna be more variety. So again, that's one of the update. And like I said, I'm still gonna do rewind and commentary for Mega Mix Game Showcase. And of course, I'm gonna do more vlog. If something interesting happen, I'll do more vlog about it. So those are my update. I love the show. That was supposed to be anniversary. I'll still continue them, and also more showcase, whether it's gonna be retro or current. So that's my update. Now another thing I want to do is a follow up to my E3 2014 conclusion. Not really a conclusion, but the rant I did that I was kinda, let's just say, upset about the not putting English dub on video game. I still stick with that they really consider putting dual language, so you can have people who like sub and the people who like dub be happy. Both of them be happy. But yes, I do understand why some company don't do it. Is to some extent is to save money, but I still stick to the story that I know you're trying to save money, but the thing is you're not really saving money because you're alienating some of your fans, and when, like I said, push comes to shove, they're not gonna support you. I mean, I keep joining that to Tecmo Koei and Namco Bandai on their Twitter and their Facebook. I know it's sort of unprofessional on my part, and I do apologize, but at the same time, is that I may be one person, I may be only the only one, but you know, the message have to go through that there are some people who want their game on dub. I mean, there are some people who were basically disappointed when Tales of Heart R is only going to be on sub. I mean, there's a lot of reason why. Well, one, the Tales series are niche to some extent. Whether you believe it or not, it is. Like, look at Artusilia. They produced a lot, and look what happened. As of right now, you can get it for $30. So it couldn't. It basically mean it couldn't stay at $60 as of right now because people are not buying anymore. They're trying to get rid of it because, of course, the sequel is coming, Tales of Xillia 2, which I'm also planning to get. I just did finish the first one. So yeah, the Tales series are niche, and of course, it's going to be on the Vita. And of course, the Vita in America they're not doing too well. Mostly people are buying Vita to play indie games or Persona 4, and hopefully by the PlayStation TV, that hope might change, but we'll see what happens. So I do understand it, but I still stick with it. And if you guys support, I just want my game to be sub, I prefer them to be sub, that's okay. You know, I'm not drilling, I'm not calling you, I'm not insulting you guys. If you want to, that's fine. It's a preference. It's your opinion. You have the right. You're paying money for it. It's just that when someone pay with their hard-earned cash, they want the full, complete experience. And that's also include adding English voice. So, am I gonna buy Tales of Heart R? Right now, I'm thinking about it. And same goes, like I said, I'm a fan of the Musou series, but the problem is that they're not putting. I don't know yet. No, they're not really saying much about it. But it seems that it looks like that they are not gonna put English dub on Samurai Warrior 4 and Wario Orochi 3 Ultimate. I mean, if that happens, I might not support them. I might buy the game in the long run, but for $20 rather than paying for $60 for it, because again, like I said, I can't really support that. So that is unfortunate. And as for the video, if I'm sounding like really like I'm quote unquote bitching, yes, I do apologize for it. But it was just really just frustrating that some of the good game could potential sell more if they had dual language. And like I said, Bandai Namco and Tecmo Koei, they're not the same company as they used to be, and yeah, I kind of understand. I mean, they probably, well, next subject is the Capcom situation. And if you guys still don't know what's going on, Capcom's shareholders, stockholders, basically decide not to renew the takeover defense, which basically mean that any company cannot buy Capcom if they 51% if they have 51% of the share. But as of what happened, I think Monday, Capcom stockholder basically announced, yeah, we're not putting that wall. Tough luck. If someone bought you guys, you're, well, tough luck. And you can understand why. Because, well, lately they weren't really making any profit. They tried to go mobile and that failed. And it was expected. And I guess that's the same, I can say that's the same situation also when Koei and Bandai games were in the same situation. They probably weren't making a lot of money. They were pushing it to please everyone, and I guess in the long run they weren't making a lot of profit, and I guess that's why Koei decided to be bought out by Tecmo. And same goes with Bandai Games. That's why Namco bought them out. That's why Bandai Namco and Tecmo Koei, because of it, they have to do some changes. It is still unfortunate, but again, if I don't see them to my liking, I'm just not going to support it. So same goes with Capcom. I'm not gonna say who should they buy them. I really don't care. I mean, whoever buys them probably know what they're doing. Even if it's Microsoft, and I know people don't like Microsoft because of what happened to Rare, but that's what the business is. It's business change. That's how it goes. So again, that's my follow-up on my rant. I do apologize if I'm just complaining insane, but it was just frustrating. But I still understand why they do what they do. It's not a political thing. It's not a hate thing. It's a preference thing. And as for Capcom, good luck. Hopefully, whoever bought you guys, they probably see your potential. So, good luck, Capcom. And the last thing I'm gonna do is this is gonna be a response to Matt from Yo Video Game. Basically, two subjects. Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and Hyrule Warrior. And for Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, let's just say I'm not really a competitive player. I like to play for fun. So the way I see the game, it's fun. So I got really no problem about it. I know Sakurai was trying to cater also to the competitor people or the Smash players. And this is not about the game itself, because if I, like Matt said, if you're just there playing for fun, you're not really going to tell the difference. So that's the same deal with me. The minute I start playing the game, I'm just going to have fun. But I do want to talk about Sakurai himself. And what Matt basically said, he's like, he's basically very proud and he's egotistic. Well, yes, he is proud of himself. He does take pride of what he does. Egotistic wise, maybe he does have an ego, but I don't think egotistic is the right word. Yes, Sakurai does tend to have an ego, and that's why some people don't really like him. And of course, one of the complaints that people said about him was not having a big, enormous, in-depth story mode, because people were watching it on YouTube and that ruined the thunder. And what Alpha Omega Scene said was, well, that sounds like you're like a whiny little girl, because, oh my gosh, my video was basically recorded on YouTube. How they do that? That ruined the thunder. Wah. I mean, again, each of their own. That's your opinion. I mean, they should, but to tell the truth, that it was really boring to begin with. The Subspace Emissary wasn't really that good to begin with. It was a silent movie. I just couldn't really understand it. So, I mean, they probably should do a better job, but whatever. And I think also people gotta understand that Sakurai was a former tournament player. Yes, in Easter 2013, he did say he was a former tourney player, but he quit after he decided to just go to a career of developing games. So he made games. But why did Matt say, oh, he's egotistic? Well, one was, Kid Icarus Uprising, he basically trying to defend his game that's saying, oh, well, there was no flow in the game. Well, the game has flow, gives you hand cramps, you know the story. And he said, we'll get used to it. So, like, well, whatever. I mean, the game's already been there. He was trying something new and it failed. There you go. And the second one was when a Smash tournament player basically say, hey, if I defeat you in for glory mode, will you help? Can we help you bounce the game? And basically he said, have you ever designed a game? And basically you can say that's a drop the mic off or drop the mic situation. Yeah, he did sound like a little egotistic, but at the same time also we can also understand the guy been doing Smash Brothers series since the N64. Of course, he's not going to take that lightly. And also, I mean, he's proud of his game. I mean, it's sorry to say, like Game explains it is sort of a little bit of a disrespect to him. But at the same time, that Sakurai really need to tone down with his pride and his ego. I mean, the guy was just trying to help, and you basically said, well, why should you help? You never designed a game before. I mean, yeah, I think it was bad. I know some people said it was a translation problem. That I don't think he said that. I don't know what the whole story is, but to some extent, yeah, Sakurai tends to have an ego, but I don't think he's egotistic. And he probably is a nice guy, but he does things that kind of rub people the wrong way. I do agree with that. And like another one was basically, I remember in Brawl when he talked to him about third-party guest characters in Brawl, and he basically mentioned that was really hard, that he really doesn't want third-party characters because they were afraid they might ruin the reputation, which is to some extent, yeah, he's kind of right there. Because there was a story with Mega Man that if people didn't know, there was a rumor that Mega Man was supposed to be in Brawl, that Keiji Inafune actually gave Sakurai a blessing, but in the last minute, I think it's Capcom higher basically said, no, don't put in Mega Man in, don't put him in Brawl, we don't want to ruin the character's reputation, and that's why he got basically explaining how it's not easy to put in a third-party character because you might ruin the reputation of that character. Again, I do kind of understand, but it's also kind of like lame. Because when an IGN editor asked him, well, what about other company? Have they ever asked you? And he said, nope. And people were baffled, excuse me. And there was a Nintendo insider, and if this is a rumor, don't take it as it's a rumor. Don't take it as a serious fact. That a Nintendo insider said that he was told by the higher ups just to say that, to protect the property of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So, just putting out there. So I kind of agree with Matt that the guy tends to have an ego, but it's not really egotistic, and he's trying to make the game fun for everyone, not just for competitive player like Ultra Street Fighter 4. I mean, I like playing Street Fighter 4, but when I try to play a ranked game, I suck. Let's just say that. And of course, my player points and battle points are basically going down. And I know it's not unimportant, but it's kind of like, I guess your competitive instinct kicks in, and you when you see that points going down, you kind of feel irritated. So he was trying to make it, oh, is this for everyone? I mean, it is Smash Bros. It is. That's why his ranking system was a little bit friendly, and that in the end he basically said that Smash Bros. For the Wii U is a party game, not a fighting game. I kind of agree with it because it's not about skill. It's basically beating each other with dynamic attacks and using items. That's what it is. And the second one is Hyrule Warrior. I can agree with what he said. Unless you like Dynasty Warrior, this game's not for everyone. And apparently, according to Matt, that there's not even going to be voice. Maybe that's only the E3 build, but if it is the final build and the game doesn't have any voice, yeah, that's probably going to be a problem. So, again, I like Dynasty Warrior, so that's probably the game for me. But I can also, my guts instinct probably tells me that that game probably also not gonna last long for $50 or $60. That's probably gonna go down to about maybe 20, 30 or 20. You never know in the long run. So if you want the game, you want to get it cheap, you probably want to wait until 2015 for it, because I don't think that's not gonna last for $60 for 5 months. All right, so well, those are my updates and my follow up and my video response. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later, and don't worry, more Mega Mix Game Showcase gonna be uploaded soon. Yes, I'm gonna calm down with the dub and sub. Like I said, it was just something that I was just kind of upset about it. So with that, bye. Hello guys, Action once again, and I forgot to mention this on my main video. I want to also address about the Mario Kart 8 gameplay footage there. Yes, if you don't know about Mario Kart 8, you have ability to upload your gameplay video on YouTube. So you're gonna notice some of them I'm doing it, but here's really the deal: is if you notice some of my video, there's no music, or some of them has music that's not in the game, and because the reason is one, just to let you know, that's why now probably not a lot of people are doing it, is if you put with the music included in the gameplay footage of Mario Kart 8, it will get Content ID by Nintendo. Because remember, it was it what the music, excuse me, the music is a live jazz music. They call themselves the Mario Kart 8 band, so it is a live music. It's not just something that they digitize. So it's real music by real people. So that's the reason why they're putting claim in it, because even so, it's an ambience, the video game music. It is still IP, still material. So just to let anyone know, if you're thinking about making, like putting ads on your video by using your Mario Kart 8 footage, to some extent, you're probably going to be out of luck, because yeah, Nintendo is allowing you to do it, but you also keep in mind it is still their copyrighted material, so you're not going to be able to do it when push comes to shove. I mean, you might if you remove the music, but just for me, out of, let's just say, courtesy to Nintendo, is that I'm working on this. That maybe well, let's just say once I edit my Mario Kart 8 footages, gameplay footage, is that you're just gonna hear generic music, like free royalty free music that YouTube provided. But probably again, out of courtesy to Nintendo, I'm not gonna make it monetized, because again, even so that I recorded my own, well, I used their program, but I did my own gameplay. It was me playing Mario Kart 8, it's not someone else. There wasn't really not much of a parody to be saying, oh, it's mine. Unless I went back, used those footage, add something else, then yeah, like my Mega Mix Game Showcase, by basically having an intro, ending, and of course graphic in it, and all I did was I just directly upload it to YouTube, then yeah, I'm not gonna make money of it. So why do I even do it? Well, it's fun, and second, I just want to share my gameplay about Mario Kart 8, because it is a good game, but it's gonna probably stop this week. But starting next week, I'm probably gonna stop doing it unless it's something good. But yeah, so when I upload it first, you can notice there's not gonna be any music. It's just gonna be sound effects. Again, the reason is the music itself is copyright or Content ID claimed by Nintendo. So another one you're probably going to be wondering, well, it's a Content ID claim. It's not like you're going to get a strike. True, but better be safe than sorry, because I don't know if it's true or not. I have heard a lot of people that if you get a lot of those Content ID, even so that it's not a strike, that too many of those might get you a strike, and especially if you're a person who makes a living on YouTube, you really can't afford that, because it is a big consequence if you get a copyright claim. So better be safe than sorry. So if you're really worried about it, I would suggest don't put any Mario Kart 8 footage if you're really that afraid. And like for me, like I don't really make money out of it, And like I said, I don't intend to make monetizing on those market videos. It's just there to show people about Mario Kart 8 because it's a fun game. I mean, I recommend it for anybody who has a Wii U or thinking about buying a Wii U. But also gotta keep in mind that this I'm probably just gonna upload it maybe by Saturday, and then after that, by next week, it's done. I'm not gonna do it. So I mean, if you want to see me play, I guess I don't know if you could, but anyway, like I said, it's gonna be by Saturday's gonna be the last day I'm gonna upload Mario Kart 8 footage if I ever do. Starting next Sunday, and that I'm not gonna do. So just to let you know about Mario Kart 8, and yeah, you could say it's sort of a Mega Mix game showcase to some extent. Let's just say it's an extra, not part of my lineup, just to see how Mario Kart 8 goes. So again, those are just basically my update or what's going on with the Mario Kart 8 footage. Like I said, I just put up there so people can see them. That's it. Well, thanks for listening all the way to this part. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.